Hi everyone!
Hi guys!
It's Brian
And Annie.
and we are The Encounter, and today we have our new series called Did You Know?
On Did You Know, Brian and I are going to talk about some of the more obscure aspects of magic trivia. So this could be people, places, or things that you might not know about. So this is not the series where you're going to learn about Houdini,
No.
David Copperfield, even Penn and Teller, right? Because they're all a little bit too mainstream. So today's, we're really excited about our first one because this one is about a fascinating historical figure, and his name was Black Herman.
We didn't even know this person existed.
Sadly.
So this is Black Herman, and it says here he's the world's greatest magician and secrets of magic, mystery, and legerdemain. This was given to me as a gift from one of our patrons, Sage Magnus, so thank you for this.
Black Herman was a magician, clearly. His actual name was Benjamin Rucker, and he lived and worked around the end of the 1800s into the early 1900s. He died in 1934. And we'll talk a little about the bizarre circumstances and legend surrounding his death. But he was a really popular magician. He played both in the North and the South, which for an African-American magician was incredibly unusual. Of course, in the South, he played to only Black audiences. In the North, it actually seems that he played to mixed audiences, which was really unusual, but a testament to how popular this man really was.
Did you know that he used his influence to provide loans to Black businessmen and and he also performed for free at churches to help them fundraise?
Oh, what a great guy.
Yeah.
Did you know that one of Black Herman's specialties was actually called the astral levitation, which is, you know that effect.
I do, yeah.
If you don't know what we're talking about, that's the one where the assistant or the person being levitated is covered with a sheet while being levitated. That was one of his big things.
Oh, cool.
Did you know that Black Herman, Benjamin Rucker, actually employed a Black woman with the stage name of Deborah Sapphira, which cool.
Really cool.
As a mind reader for his act.
That's awesome. But did you know that he actually was arrested several times for being a fortune teller, and then claimed that it was a prediction of his oppression, and then also said that if they arrested him, he would just escape anyway?
Double facts.
Wow.
Did you know that Black Herman actually used magic to talk about separatism? Yeah, he was a really militant political figure and was one of the first, among the first people to really speak out about Black power.
That's awesome. Did you know that Black Herman, Benjamin Rucker, he's most famous for this buried alive act. So people would come to his, what he would call the Black Herman private cemetery, and and he would go and get in a coffin, and they would lower him into the ground and bury him. Yeah, and then people would come back days, sometimes weeks afterwards, and pay admission to see him still buried, and then they would dig him up later. Yeah.
So how did that work?
I mean, magic.
So he slipped out the back of the coffin?
He slipped out the back. Well, then he would go on to the next town and perform in the next town and then come back and resurrect himself.
Tricky.
I know.
I love it.
I know, it's great. Did you know that Black Herman actually died on stage, and people thought it was part of his resurrection act, so they stood around waiting for him to come back to life?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to call foul on your Did You Know there. Because this is actually one of the biggest, if not the biggest, myth surrounding Black Herman. That he died on stage in front of everybody and they weren't sure that if it was part of his act or not. Actually, Black Herman, Benjamin Rucker, passed away at home. Yeah, 1934. He had a viral inflammation of his heart, which sounds pretty painful, and he passed away. Yeah, but something that's true facts is that his assistant, Washington Reeves, right? Washington Reeves was his assistant. And after Black Herman died, he put the corpse on show. So thousands of people came to see Black Herman's corpse to make sure that he was really dead, and some of them even stuck pins in his lifeless body to be sure. So that actually is true. And actually probably even worse than the first legend.
Yeah.
Wow.
Speaking of Washington Reeves, did you know that he went on to perform as Black Herman?
What?
Yeah, several prominent African-American magicians went on to perform as Black Herman throughout the years. But Washington Reeves, get this, claimed that he was the original Black Herman.
That is so cold.
Yeah.
You know,
Pretty bad.
if you drop dead, I promise I am not going to claim to be the original Ryan and Keto.
I don't think you could. So thank you so much, and thank you to all of our patrons who support us through our Patreon. And thanks to all of you for watching this new thing called Did You Know?
We hope you learned a little something new.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
3, 2, 1.
Sorry. Okay. Sorry.
I was all ready.
I'm sorry.
I was ready.
I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. All right. Red leather, yellow leather.
Mwah, mwah.